Hey guys, it's Angela with Arctic Beauty. We are just, before we dive right in, I just wanted to quickly show you the look that we are going to be doing today. So I hope you enjoy the tutorial. And if you do, if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button, that would be awesome if you want to see more of my content and more of my makeup tutorials. Okay, I'll see you in there. Hey goddesses. Okay, so today I am actually going to review something that went back into my bag because I was gonna actually take it back. I wasn't really fussy about the formula, but I thought, you know what, Ange, this would be a really good opportunity to show you this palette, and who knows, sometimes it can surprise you. So I am going today to be reviewing, now I love this brand, Too Faced, one of my favorite makeup products, but I can be a bit off and on about the formula on the eyeshadows, so this is what we're going to be reviewing, Better Than Chocolate, and it better be good because chocolate's so... Today I'm going to do the middle row. This blue is actually what kept me from actually driving to the Beauty Boutique at Shoppers Drug Mart and returning it, because I mean, just come on, look at that beautiful color. But I'm gonna be going for a brown, a purple, and kind of a warmer lip today. So let's get started. I'm Angela Nahamko, and this is the Arctic Beauty Room. I've been into makeup since the day I could reach it on my mom's counter. Literally, she can vouch for me. I have loved it since then. I got my professional makeup artistry certificate in 2008, and I recently completed my master's, and yeah, so I really love it. But there is, maybe one day I'll tell you guys some of my other career paths that I've chosen. And yeah, let's get started. I'm going to start today by priming my eyes. I'm going to be using P. Louise. I love P. Louise. Lately, I've also been using Inglot, which is an amazing primer as well, but I need a little bit more time with this look, and this actually does dry down eventually. Not too quick, but you have to be a bit faster with this. So I need to use my girl P. Louise because it just lasts forever. Like, you can take as long as you need to do your eye look and it will just grab onto that product. So I'm going to be mixing two colors together. This is the Rumor 02, which is just a little bit too dark for me, and Rumor 1. I just like to mix these two together. You can see the difference. This is Rumor 1, this is Rumor 2. And I'm just going to be using my Saint brush, the small end, to mix them together. And I'm just going to start by coating both sides. I don't know if you can see. I'm flipping my brush over for the fresh swipe that's on there. Now my eyelids are hooded and a little bit wrinkly, so I go this way, but then there's little lines left over, so I always make sure that I run my brush back across. Just carve out my underneath my brows. Guys, guess what? I also ordered the P. Louise Advent calendar. I can't wait. It'll be here in November. I'm a single mom, so like my little guy, I love Christmases with him, and they're just so special. Okay, something that I always do is I run this. I don't know why I do this. I think it's because my eyebrows are naturally like uneven, so I just like to make sure that they're straight, and I kind of like the way it looks for a little while. So I'm going to take this one here, and I'm just going to run underneath my eyebrow carefully and just blend that out on the edges. Now I'm going to take the tiniest amount of, I like to set with Huda Beauty. I use Cupcake or Sugar Cookie. Those are my two faves. So I'm just going to put away my P. Louise, and then I'm going to leave this on my hand for any cleanup that I may need afterwards, like on my eyeliner. Okay, so I'm going to keep that eye closed, and I'm going to grab a big fluffy brush, this one by Morphe, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that and dab it off. Now I'm just gonna set. Okay, and then I'm gonna take the sponge on the other side because I'm sure that I've creased. And once you set, this is how it stays forever. So you guys don't want to set those lines in there because they will stay. And just take a little bit and set my eye. I'm having trouble between lick the bowl and, no, this one's lick the bowl and this one's bite me. I don't know. I really like both of them. Let's go with bite me. Okay, so I'm gonna start with my Morphe M441 brush. If you don't have this brush, get this brush. Morphe is really decently priced. It's a staple in every single person's kit, especially us makeup artists. So I'm just gonna swirl and I go back and forth and then tap it off. Don't blow on your brush. You'll probably hear me say that a million times. Don't blow on your brush, it's gross. You're spitting on your tools that you're putting on your eyes. I like to lay down my transition shade first. Ooh, this is actually pretty dark, darker than I expected. I'm laying down my transition shade and I'm just doing like a backwards 7, or I guess it'd be like a 7 laying on its side, literally like going up and just higher than the crease and coming over, because I have hooded eyes. If you don't have hooded eyes, there's no need to do this, but you can if you want to try it, see what it looks like for you. Keeping a light hand on my brush and do the windshield wiper motion. I like this Bite Me color. It's got like a nice cool tone inside of it. It's almost a pink. So I'm just gonna finish making sure I'm all blended out. Beautiful. I love that color. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this angled brush by Morphe. It's the E62 brush, and I find that this is really good for like creating your outer V, because you use the brush, let the brush do your work for you. I think I'm gonna use Cake My Day, and I'm just tapping it in and just making sure to get the whole brush coated on the face of it. And I'm going to go in, lift up your eyebrow, close your eye, look down, and I'm just gonna pat it right there, okay? And then I'm just gonna take a little bit more and do the other side, okay? So that's how you do that. And then I'm just gonna take a tiny little bit and dab in. I'm flipping this so that the pointed side is down, and I'm just gonna lightly use what's left over on my brush to do the inside corner. Being very careful in this area because it's in the inner corner of your eye. This is where your muscle is in your eye. Just be very careful. Okay, I'm gonna go in with Brownie Points. It's this darker one. It's a little bit darker than the Cake My Day. And just gonna go and add a little tiny bit of depth. So I'm pointing my angle down, like it's pointed down, because I want to concentrate here and here. Again, letting my brush do the work for me, and you can see just the depth that that just created in there. Okay, moving on to the other side, doing the same thing. Okay, now I'm gonna very lightly go as far in on the corner as I can. Okay, so now I'm going to take this brush that I use to apply the Bite Me, the Morphe M441, and I'm just gonna do a nice blend out, focusing on the outer corners. Don't worry too much about, you know, your eyeshadow coming down, because we are going to be wiping it away after. I tend to choke up on my brush, which puts a lot more pressure, but the advice that I always give and never take for myself is to really just grab the end of your brush and let it do its thing. These brushes are made to do this, so utilize your brush. Make your brushes work for you. And again, I didn't add any more product. I'm just using literally what was left over from the Bite Me wash that I did first. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with that. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start off with Sugar Rush. I'm gonna put Sugar Rush right in the middle, and then I'm going to take In the Desert, and I'm gonna use this one as like a transition out to the brown. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Lime Life by Alcone number 20 brush. It's nice and thin, but it's still got a little bit of fluff to it. So I'm gonna take the Sugar Rush and really coat it and place that right in the middle. It's a very subtle color. Now I'm gonna go in with the same brush and I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that I'm the desert. I'm the desert, that's what it says, yeah. And I'm just gonna go in between the purple and the brown on each side. This one I'm gonna go in a little bit deeper with. And now I'm gonna brush this away with my 441 and just blend it together. I'm going to take this color right here, which is called Milk It, and I'm just going to do the very inside here. And I think I'm going to, maybe I usually stick with a matte, but I think I might just put a little bit of a shimmer up there too. Okay, so I picked up that and I'm dabbed it off, and now I'm just going to go like this with it, just lightly. Flip to the other side. It's so subtle, but it makes such a difference. Maybe I'll put a little tiny bit just here. Just a little, just to give it that little extra oomph. Okay, and now that I've seen it go on, I'm not gonna use this on the very top. I'm just gonna take my normal cupcake, or not cupcake, full exposure. I'm going to use the Morphe M224. This is a good brush for cutting as well, like your crease, cutting your crease, but I also like to use it underneath my brow for the powder. I just find it really gets where I need it to go. Okay, so you see the difference there? And then if you don't like that, you just take your 441 brush and just add a little bit more warmth back into it, and it'll blend things really nicely. Okay guys, so I'm going to take my Born to Glow and I'm going to put this underneath and just kind of clean up the makeup. Okay, so I'm just going to take way too much of this. I'm just going to take a lot of it because, you know, that's just how it ended up happening. And I'm going to take a brush to apply and coming straight out like that. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of my organic baby cotton wipes and I'm going to just wipe it away very gently. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with a color corrector. I'm going to be using Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector in Fair Light. And I'm just going to use my Saint and I'm going to tap it right into the part where I have a lot of purple and just let it kind of phase out just like that. And that's just going to brighten up my eye area. It's going to help tone down that purple that I've got underneath, the violets. Just tapping, tap, tap. And I'm just going to brighten up the sides of my nose so that it kind of all just blends nicely together. Okay, so I'm just going to take my beauty blender, my wet beauty blender, and it still has some of that foundation that I put on earlier. I used the Dermablend in the shade Warm Ivory 10N, so that's what I used on my skin. And I'm just going to tap this. Don't swipe, I'm just going to tap. And now I'm ready. It's all prepped and ready for concealer. So today I'm using Rimmel Lasting Radiance. And this is in the shade Light Beige, Classic, yeah, 30, Classic Beige. So it's not like too bright, but I can see that it's got a bit of shimmer in it, which is really pretty. And it just kind of, I used it yesterday for the first time and I really liked how it applied, how it wore all day. I'm just dabbing that in. Being careful around my shadow not to go in too far. Okay, now this is a really important part coming up. You want to set it immediately. If you end up waiting a little bit, it's going to start to crease, and then once you set those lines in there, they're there forever. Okay, so I'm going to get my setting powder. Again, I'm going to use the Huda Beauty. This is in the shade Cupcake. Okay, so just going to use this big fat fluffy brush And I'm gonna get the powder ready to go and already on the brush. Gonna give it a few more pats under my eye. There we go. C'est fini. Okay, so now I'm gonna smoke out the bottom, and I think I'm gonna use, ooh, nice buns. Thank you. I think I'm gonna use that nice buns color because it's just really, it seems like it has enough depth, but it's also not too much. So I'm using this brush here. You can see it's got an angle, but I'm just gonna be placing it in on where the sharp part is, where it goes to the tip. And I'm just gonna get right into my lash line. This is a really nice fall look. I like the little bit of purple to cool it down, and then, but like there's still a lot of warmth to it. Eyebrow brush, and I'm gonna go into that darkest brown called Brownie Points. I think I might even dip in a little bit into this purple Midnight Snack, and I'm gonna go really tight to my lash line on the bottom, just going to the middle of my iris, right about there. I'm gonna stop. And then I'm gonna take it up and just place it right in to my crease. Okay, now that I'm finished that, I'm just gonna take my Cali contour and just carve out that. Okay, do my nose and my chin, and then finally my forehead. I'm just gonna take a little tiny bit of contour and just do a very light wash up by my ears. Now it's time to blend that out. And take my Beak Fluffy. With no, it's got no color on it, and there's no powders or nothing on it, and just blend it. Okay, so now for the space that you see in between here, I'm going to add my blush. I'm going to be using Lime Life Perfect Blush 05, and I'm just going to do it with this dual-ended one and just place it up high and bringing it down. And I like to do my apples of my cheeks. And I'm going to take the brush that I used to distribute the foundation on my face. I'm going to tap that in. Just tapping and blending. Okay, so I'm gonna do my eyeliner and put my lashes on, and I'm gonna show you guys the final look. Okay guys, here's the finished look. So I went in with the Stila Stay All Day dual-ended waterproof eyeliner in the intense black, and I used that to line my eyes. And then I just put a pair of my Amazon lashes, the Natural Wispies, and the Eye Envy lash glue. And this is the final look. Do you guys like it? Well, hopefully you enjoyed my tutorial. It was a pleasure to be here with you today. So if you like or want to, please subscribe to my channel. It helps. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and I will see you later. Bye.